Y'all, Wendy Williams has been vindicated, and it looks like she's going to be free soon. But Sabrina Morrisy apparently is very, very upset because it looks like she's about to be sued, and so is that judge. It looks like it's in. You guys, say it with me. A top neurologist has evaluated Wendy. And when I say top, they are above everyone. They're also court approved because they have submitted things to not this judge, we'll talk about that, to other courts. The top neurologist that has been deemed competent and the top by the New York State justice system has just said that Wendy has no signs of anything wrong with her brain. Now, this does beg the question, what's up with the slurred speech? What's up with the way she was acting? What's up with her forgetfulness? Some people say it might have been the drugs that Sabrina Morrisy was having the doctors prescribe Wendy. What doctors? We'll get to that in a second. Remember the same doctors that when Wendy got snuck out by her niece, right? Remember? They tried to keep her from going anywhere. She got evaluated by a doctor. This wasn't the top neurologist. We'll get to that. However, she got evaluated by a doctor. The doctor said, you look pretty competent. Then they literally pushed for the judge to overturn the guardianship. I'm just bringing up the speed. Then we'll get to the reports. The queen of gossip's going to be back. I hope so, because what does she have to say about Diddy? She's probably not even doing her podcast because she doesn't want Sabrina to make a penny. Because you know Sabrina has been using all her money to pay all her bills, including her legal bills when Wendy is suing her to leave her alone. Sabrina is making Wendy pay for this. Okay, so an independent doctor was like, her brain looks fine. All right, so what happened? Then the court was like, okay, we'll reevaluate it. But first the court was like, we're not going to reevaluate it. Then finally, 𝐁𝐀𝐂𝐐𝐿 𝐐𝐿, Roc Nation got involved. Shout out to Roc Nation for doing this, right? Which I found surprising because I thought Roc Nation and Wendy had beef. Anyway, for a second, I thought 𝐁𝐀𝐂𝐿 𝐐𝐿 was a double agent. Anyway, right? So they were like, okay, so we're not going to do it. And they're like, if you don't, we're taking this like all the way up. They said, okay, we'll reevaluate her. But we're going to use the doctors we want. Wendy was like, why can't I use my own doctors? They're like, because what? Because I said so, I'm the judge. And don't forget, the judge was talking down to her the whole time, literally saying, you don't get to do what you want to do. You're going to sit there and listen. And if you want to act up, you're not getting a jury trial. A judge in the United States of America, which, by the way, it tracks with what's going on in the country. A judge in the United States of America said, if you keep acting up, which was demanding to be reevaluated and released from this mental prison, they're going to make sure that you don't have the right to a jury trial. Oh, Wendy said, you got me effed up. Hold on. And she jumped into action and activated. Okay. Now, those two doctors that the judge made her go see was like, oh no, how's she even standing? Does she even have, oh my God, right? They made it seem like she was about to keel over. The judge said, see, told you. Now go on back to Sabrina so we can go spend your money. Let's not forget that the judge and Sabrina Morrisy's law firm have all been accused of this weird scheme by other people. And I think Sabrina Morrisy was actually convicted guilty of that. Anyway, cut to Wendy using her brain, okay? Wendy's legal team said, all right, you got this one off, but we'll be back. So what did they do? They secretly went to the top neurologist. Nobody can say anything about this. This person has been accredited by the court. They are acclaimed. They know they're the top neurologist. You know what top is, right? What's higher than number one? And they ain't 2 or 3. I know I said that wrong, but you get the point. Anyway, they got the top neurologist, and the top neurologist said, ain't nothing wrong with Wendy. And Wendy said, now we're going to see what's going on, right? Anyway, let's get this into us, right? This is directly from TMZ, directly from Wendy's people. Wendy Williams said, my neurologist says no frontotemporal dementia. Wendy, and this is a huge victory. Sabrina should be scared. I hope Wendy sues that law firm into the ground. This was a legal Britney Spears. Now we can have a talk about the way the legal system weaponizes mental health against rich celebrity women and literally locks them up and drains their funds. We can have a talk about that, but that is something for a different day. Wendy Williams does not have the medical condition a judge has used to justify keeping her in a highly restricted guardianship for more than 3 years, according to a top neurologist. Sources with direct knowledge told TMZ Wendy recently completed a battery test in New York City, and the neurologist concluded she does not have frontal temporal dementia. The neurologist provided Wendy's legal team with the results late last month. Now, the findings, as I just said, do conflict with the earlier test when, according to Wendy's guardian, she tested positive for the condition. Frontotemporal dementia, according to multiple experts to whom we have spoken, never gets better. It only gets worse. Yet Wendy has exhibited remarkable neurological resilience since she became clean and sober 3 years ago, although she's still locked up in a guardianship. All right. We're told Wendy's legal team will file legal docs in the coming weeks. They said exactly 2 weeks, paving the way for a hearing where they'll ask the judge to terminate the guardianship. If the judge digs in and refuses to end the guardianship, Wendy's lawyer will then demand a jury trial and ask jurors to free Wendy. Baby, if Diddy beat RICO charges, I know for a fact that Wendy is actually going to get off. Wendy Williams is the queen of New York City, and baby, I want to hear what she got to say about Diddy. But more importantly, the first step is to end the guardianship, okay? Now, the judge has been denying her a jury trial, which is illegal, and then made her go. You cannot deny a top neurologist. This is the battle of neurologists, and if they bring outside independent neurologists in, they will confirm. That top neurologist is not the first one to say this, but what's the first thing? First, you have to destroy the guardianship. Then, once the guardianship is destroyed, the grounds for destroying is how you go back and sue Sabrina, the law firm. And I actually want to see what's going on with that judge. We're also going to talk about Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, for no reason, literally, you remember what they did. They took everything. Now, Wendy did admit that in the beginning, her son with his dad and their lawyer were doing something weird for money. She willingly went into a guardianship. I think she willingly went because she didn't want to be the bad guy, but she wanted to be like, I can't, my money's off limits. They didn't know, she didn't know though that they were plotting on her. And once they had her into that temporary guardianship, they kept medical experts on her more and more and more, refused to give her money, made her live where they wanted to live. She couldn't have friends. She couldn't visit her family. When they finally did let her go visit her family, they put her on a plane with no money in her name. Meanwhile, Sabrina is blowing through her money, telling everybody there's no money around for anything. I know, it's a lot. You guys, sources are saying that Sabrina is scared and she is upset because it's not just Sabrina. Sabrina is about part of a law firm that the whole law firm specializes in this. And they have been called out before and they've had to pay damages before to other people that they did the Wendy Williams. The only thing is, Wendy, I believe, is the most famous and one of the biggest fish that Sabrina and her law firm have been able to get. Now, there are rumors about Sabrina, the judge, the doctors, and it takes a whole, you know how they say it takes a village to raise kids? It takes a network to defraud somebody. However, shout out to Wendy Williams. She has been vindicated. There is no frontotemporal dementia. If anything, people are saying it could have been caused by the meds that they were forcing Wendy to take to keep her subdued, to keep her in line, and to keep her looking like she had all the symptoms of it. But again, frontotemporal is literally, you can see it on a scan, and it never gets better, and Wendy's gotten better. So they should be scared. And I hope Wendy gets this guardianship thrown out ASAP. And once it's thrown out, I hope she sues everybody that was a part of this fraud, from Bank of America to Sabrina Morrisy to the judge. Again, they are done eating on her. And after she's done, can she please let us know what she knows about Diddy? Because I would very, very much like to know that. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.